Hi, Cancer. This is your reading for the time period of August 1st to August 31st, 2021. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're visiting, welcome to Amani's Lightwork. Okay, so before I begin with your reading, I just want to first say if you have any inquiries about any section on my channel, you can always send me an email to iavakasha108@gmail.com. You can also send me a direct message to my Instagram at AmaniIfe777. Okay, so let's dive into your energy and see what we can gather for you today, Cancer. Okay. I get this idea of a Sag, and they're a little chatty. Like they're talking a lot. The spirit is giving me the idea of insurance policies or just insurance. You could be communicating that to them. If you have any kids, they like you could be doing like a life insurance policy for yourself and for your child, and that could also be where the Sagittarian energy comes in. They could be your partner, they could be your parent, they could be a sibling, they could be whatever family member, coworker. They're coming in to assist you with this life insurance policy. Taxes are also involved with that. So a lot of people are dealing with tax situations during this time period because they just want to make sure that, especially if you run your own business or if you have a family business, you want to make sure everybody has their tax information prepared and ready to go, because this past year it may have been really sporadic for you. It may have been really sporadic for the Sagittarian energy, okay? So like I said, if you are in some type of interesting partnership with the Sag, there's this need to do taxes, get tax information prepared. I also get the idea of changing like a tax preparer. You may want to change a tax preparer specifically because something may have went wrong with the last tax preparer you had. The spirit is telling me they left out a document, or you didn't give some type of tax preparer, you didn't give them the right document, or you could have given them a copy and they didn't want to take the copy, they wanted the official. That's either happening to you directly, or that's happening with you and a Sag, or that a Sag had a tax preparer. The Sag gave the tax preparer a copy of I also get a birth certificate. The Sag gave a tax preparer some copy of a birth certificate. The tax preparer refused to take the birth certificate, or they refuse to take the document that either you or them made to give to that tax preparer. So the tax preparer is like, I can't go forward with this procedure because you gave me a copy. I need the official copies of birth certificates. I also get something about like a land statement. What do you call that? Like some type of statement, that somebody needs an official copy for. You do, the Sag, or you're helping the Sag, or the Sag is helping you. So it just depends on what's going on. Okay, but let's see. So you got a couple of different situations there. You've got taxes, you got life insurance situations between you and a Sag, or just you or just a Sag. Then children are involved, where people want to I also get this idea of sharing insurance. You may share insurance with the Sag, vice versa. So it just depends on what's going on. Children are involved, like I said, leaving life insurance policies and information, documentation. Then something is also going on with tax preparers, and tax preparers not taking copies of documents. Like they cannot take it. So the idea of changing the tax preparer is that if you change them, you can then find one that will take a copy. Some of them may be a little illegal or leery about that, so be careful if you do something like that, especially if it's associated to making copies of birth certificates or making copies of like life insurance information. So be careful of doing that if you're intertwined with something there. All right, Cancer. So, Queen of Wands energy is underneath the public defender. All right, I like the way that sounds. Queen of Wands will be an Aries female. You could be interacting with them. I get a Sag left documents with this individual. Okay, they don't have to be an Aries female. They can be a Leo female. They could be another Sag. Sag could be a woman or a man that you're interacting with as the public defender. So one of these energies could be showing up here as a tax preparer, a new one or an old one that refuse to take. They won't take them. They won't process the information. Or the Queen of Wands energy is here because a Sagittarian, male or female, left documentation with an external Queen of Wands energy. Or they directly, you gave information and documentation to, and I keep getting this idea, refuse to take. Like whatever documentation you're trying to give this person, like you're planning on giving to them or you already gave to them, they're not taking it for some reason. One element about the reason into why they're not taking it is because there may be a signature. They may be a signature of an individual that is, I get not included. There's a signature of an individual that is not included in this procedure. Hence the reason why they cannot take or process the document that you're presenting with them, or a Sag male is presenting, whatever fire sign energy that's a male, whatever, Leo, Aries, Sag male that's presenting to a Queen of Wands, they can't take it. So I get the idea of forging. So you may be forging a signature onto the document. They may have forged a signature onto the document, or some fire sign energy that's a male, they did that. And what's happening with this individual is that they know a signature is forged. They know, what's interesting about this? Like there's this computer system. Let me explain this carefully. There's a computer system that will pick up whether a document has a forged signature on it or not. Like what do you call those kind of machines? Like a telegraphic, some type of telegraphic, is that the right term for it? Telegraphic or telegram, some type of telegraphic or computer, some type of computer program that once you put the document through that system, it will pick up. I also get fingerprints. It will pick up fingerprints it will pick up, this makes sense. If I'm handling a document, right? If I'm handling a document and I want somebody's signature on that document that they're not around me at that moment, and I go and I forge that person's signature, what's going to happen is that document, that document's going to run through a system where if the system picks up that it's only my fingerprint on that document, I can get in trouble for that. So what's happening is that document is, it can sense fingerprints. So, for example, if a signature was forged onto some type of document, it's then going to run through a system where it can pick up that, whoever's fixed signature was forged onto the document, that person never handled the document. Henceforth, their fingerprints will not be detectable on the document. So because the signature was forged, that's going to cause a problem. They're going to be like, well, you touched it. Why are your fingerprints showing up on this and Laura's fingerprints are not? Amy's fingerprints are not. Why are their fingerprints not included here? So technology is real. Like, technology will out somebody's ass. I'm just letting you know that, okay? So that could be something that this individual has been doing. They've been doing something like that. Precisely. You've been doing it, or you're doing it through them, or you just know that they do that with a Sag energy. So this depends on what's going on. A Sag, an Aries, Leo, male, that's external. The Ten of Ruin is here. So the Ten of Swords is in the starting point. You may be dealing with air sign elements here, but it's their signature. So the Ten of Swords, like all that energy I just explained, the Ten of Swords has to do with the air sign element's signature. Like, I get an Aquarian male. There's an Aquarian male or female. It could be Libra, it could be Gemini. It just depends on what's going on. But the Aquarian male, to be specific, is showing up here like something's going on with their signature. But it's either not on a document, or it's either their signature that is being, I get a Sag did that. It's either their signature that was forged onto a document, but it's like their fingerprints either are or are not on a document. But the Spirit said a Sag did that. So a Sag could have forged their signature onto a document. Or the Sagittarian energy external could have, given the air sign element. I also get a copy that the Sag external gave an air sign element. They gave an air sign element a copy of a document to sign. Do something with the document. But the fact of the matter is that your signature, like this could be happening with your signature, or you're just on the outside looking in. This could be happening with your signature or your documentation, or this, I keep getting the Sag, or something's going on with the Sag signature and their documentation. Something's going on with that where I get out of town. So as I'm talking about the Sag, they could be out of town, or they may be planning on going out of town. So Ten of Swords is that they may need you to handle a specific document for them that does require their signature and or fingerprint. The fingerprint situation, I think, has to do scanning. It has to do with some type of scanning procedure that a document goes through. I get people don't know. So when I say that, people don't know. So wherever you're taking if a Sag is out of town and they give you a document to take with people's signatures on it, what's going to happen with that is that, like, for some reason, like, the document is going through a process where, like, I'll give you a really perfect example. If I forge somebody's signature, that signature is going to go through a system where they're going to match it with the original person. They're going to match it with that signature until that there's an impediment within the signature. That's the whole point of the machine, whatever the machine it goes through. But that could be something that you don't know, but the Spirit said people don't know. So there's a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of people in the country. There's a lot of people within a workplace or whatever this area is, wherever this is happening with you. There's a lot of people that don't know that documents get sent through a machine to check to see if something was valid, to check to see whose fingerprints touched it. It's going through a machine where signatures are being matched to original signatures and false signatures. So Ten of Swords, you may be trying to explain that. I also get the Aquarian. You could be trying to explain that to an Aquarian. The Aquarian could be explaining that to you. The Libra, the Gemini, there's explanations going back and forth between you and the air signs, but I also get they don't understand. So the Ten of Swords is that the air sign doesn't understand. I get locked up. The air sign doesn't understand that they could potentially get locked up. It's a 10. So 10 could be October. Like somebody may find out, law enforcement or something, somebody may find out about something in October. Or somebody may not get out of jail until something may be happening to someone now or within August, and they probably won't get out until October. This depends on the energy that's coming through. But for some reason, the air sign element doesn't understand the procedure, or they don't understand how. They may not understand why or how a machine is detecting like a forged. How is a machine detecting a forged signature? It could have something to do with cameras. You know what I mean? Like something. It could be the type of document. That was really interesting. It could be the type of document. Something about the document. It could be an electronic document or a paper document. It could be electronic. Like, and somebody's going online and they're typing in somebody can detect that like somebody, like if I type in my signature online and if I type in someone else's signature on a document online, someone is going to know, like the the internal system within the computer, or some type of program or software that is processing, somehow the computer will know that it's not me that's typing the signature. I don't know. It's really crazy. That's interesting. That's good to know. The Prince of Disc energy is here, the day trader. So the Prince of Disc could be a child that's an earth sign. It could be somebody's child, or this could be your child. This could be a Sag child. Like I said, Queen of Wands energy is underneath. So if it's not only air, Queen of Wands energy underneath, you could be explaining that to them, and they still don't understand some type of procedure, or they still don't understand how something is able to be detectable, or they don't know that something is detectable. But I get something about jail time. So they may experience, Queen of Wands external may experience some type of jail time, or the air sign might experience some type of jail time. But I get this feeling you may not want, Ten of Swords, you may not want to be involved. Like, it would be really best for you to not be involved. I get an Aries. It would be best for you to not be involved with an Aries, or some type of document forging and fingerprint and document going through some type of computer system that's detecting all of that information. Like, you could have given someone a heads up that that might happen to them, but not careful. The Ten of Swords, they're not careful. The fire sign energy external, they're not careful. Air sign is not careful. The air sign, I feel like you're explaining something to, but for some reason they don't understand. They are like, something is crazy. Like, they don't understand how something is possible, whatever that means. But the Prince of Disc energy, like, they may not understand something being possible in terms of how, like, something could have worked. Like, something could have worked with them forging their signature onto a document. Something could have worked, but I get copy. So I think one way that would be able to work is if somebody actually made a copy. So it's like making a copy. Okay, it's like it's like being presented with documentation online, forging a signature online, then downloading it to the computer first, and then re-uploading it. Like, that may be that still may not work, or that may be another, like, that may be somebody's option that they're thinking to do, so they could bypass some type of online screening with, okay, this person didn't sign this documentation. And then something's also going on here with fingerprints, where it's getting real, where there's paper, hard copy documentation that something is detected. People are detecting, like, fingerprints that, okay, this person didn't touch this. How did they sign this? Their fingerprints are nowhere on this paper. It's nowhere on this document. So the Prince of Disc energy being in the waiting position, that could be like a Taurus or a Capricorn or a Virgo energy that's a man. I get a helper. So they're like a helper. They may be, all the computers behind them, see all the computers? They may be tech savvy. They could be tech savvy. They could be someone who works in like Geek Squad and like Best Buy or something like that. Just an example. You know what I mean? But I'm looking at them. They don't understand what you're trying to do. Like, there's that. Like, do you not understand what this person is trying to do if they're external? I feel like they don't understand. That's why the Ten of Swords, they may not understand. Oh, I get what you're trying to do. So this feels like a situation, I get a protecting an Aries or protecting the fire sign energy external, whether they're a man or a woman. Something's going on where the Prince of Disc energy, Prince of Disc energy could have gotten a document sent to them that the air sign or the fire sign energy external, they already signed or they forged. They signed with their own signature, or they forged, they did it through online, or they printed it, they made a copy of it, but it was already sent off. The Prince of Disc energy is responsible for receiving that hard copy of a document, or that online copy of the document. Like, if you really want to dissect the whole computer to try to figure out how to stop a document from processing somewhere, this individual knows how to do that or detect that, like how to delete that. Whatever it is, like the Prince of Disc. That's why I said they don't understand what is happening, or they don't. I also get why you're trying to do something. They don't get why you're trying to do something. But Ten of Swords, you can't explain to them. Okay, if you're in a store, especially, you cannot explain to them in specific detail why you need to do something, Or you're on the outside looking in. The air sign could be doing this, and the air sign, what do you call it? The air sign is explaining to them that they can't. Okay, the air sign is explaining to them what needs to be done, but they also cannot explain to them why it needs to be done. Like somebody's trying to do some type of reversal with something that they did. You are, or the Queen of Wands, or the King of Wands, external air sign energy, the Aquarian was coming through. All of y'all, somebody along there is trying to reverse some type of process, because I keep getting jail time. Somebody's trying to reverse a process electronically so they won't get some type of jail time. It just depends on what's going on. But this energy here is supposed to help to some extent, but you're explaining to them. You may have to explain something in a cryptic manner to them so you don't give somebody away, but that, even so, that may not help. That's why it's a Ten of Swords that's there. The Six of Science is here. So the Six of Science also, it brings in more air sign. It's also some type of, you typically when you see sixes, that's a good omen. There's also a snake on this card. So there could be a snake in your mix with someone that you're interacting with. Something can be snake-like about the Prince of Disc. I get told, Sag. So when I said something is snake-like with the Prince of Disc, they could have relayed some type of information to a Sag. They could have relayed some type of information. So, okay, this is either someone that you know. Okay, let me try to, hold on. All right. The Prince of Disc energy. If the Sag, one element about the Sag is that they could be someone the air sign does not know. They could be someone that the air sign element doesn't know. Or you could be connected to the Sag, whatever fire sign energy that's external. You're connected to them, but what's going on is that, like, you may need to explain to someone that they're your fam. Okay, you may need to explain to someone that, okay, this is my family member that gave me permission to do this, that, and the third. So that's either true or it is not true. That's one. The air sign external may be doing that as well. I don't believe. And look at the Prince of Disc when I hit the air sign. They don't believe the air sign. When the air sign is going to explain to them, this is my dad that I am trying to do this for. So something that you're doing here could literally be for your father. Something that air sign element is doing, I get a lie. Something that the air sign element is doing external. Something that they're doing is a lie. But if they're doing it, the spirit is saying, I'm trying to do this for my dad. I'm trying to get this for my dad. The Prince of Disc energy may not believe you. The Prince of Disc energy may not believe an air sign element external. So the air sign is telling you, Six of Swords energy, I get back to square one. So the air sign, you may end up going back to square one with the air sign. The Prince of Disc not buying it. Prince of Disc energy is not buying it. So they're not buying they're not buying the fact that I get documents sent. They're not buying the issue surrounding a document that was already sent. However that document gets sent, it's getting sent electronically. It's getting sent where somebody's handing it to someone, and there's an issue with fingerprints on it. Like there's a crazy issue with fingerprints being on this specific document. On a specific document. All right, let me just move forward. The future has the Prince of Swords energy. So there's your air sign male in the flesh. You got the hacker. The hacker is there. There's a lot of green. There's a lot of green here, which means that it does have to do with money. Okay? There's also a lot of purple, like using your Ten of Swords and the Prince of Swords. There's a lot of purple in that card. So you could be using your intuition. I get a beneficiary. The Prince of Swords energy is a beneficiary to a Queen of Wands external, to a King of Wands external, to you. They could be a beneficiary to something that, I get a document that has your name on it. So they are a beneficiary to a document that does include your name. Are you a beneficiary to a document that includes their name? That's why the Ten of Swords energy is there. Prince of Disc energy not buying not buying a situation. Somebody literally may not be buying something. Someone that may not be going shopping at a specific place. Could literally be best. It could literally be Best Buy that somebody is trying to go to for some type of help, some type of tech store like a Geek Squad. Someone is really trying to do that. Like I get wipe out. Like somebody's trying to go wipe out. Okay. Oh my God. Somebody's trying to go. Okay, this is like you go on your computer and you want to delete some files, but you want to be you or someone else external they want to be 100% sure that when they delete everything, it's 100% gone. So what's happening is that someone isn't 100% on that stuff being deleted from a laptop. So they're going to go to a Geek Squad and try to 100% delete that stuff, like wipe it out somehow, like wipe it out. But I'm looking at the Prince of Swords energy. It has something to do with their signature. It has something to do with their signature after them finding out that their damn signature could be detectable on a document that has nothing to do with them. It has something to do with them because they're a beneficiary, but having nothing to do with it would mean that they're not supposed to be on it. So they're not supposed to be on yours. They're not supposed to be on the Sag energy, external Queen of Wands. They're not supposed to be on there. You know what I mean? I also get the idea of a delinquent. Like somebody here, the Prince of Swords, they could be like 20-something years old, but they could also be younger, or they could be 30-something. Someone is like a delinquent. The Prince of Dis energy could be a delinquent. There's two people here. So someone is I don't know if you are calling somebody that. Like someone is a delinquent. Like someone could be homeless. You know what I mean? Someone could be like a homeless dude, and they're like, I also get cousins. Something like your cousin could be a delinquent. Like your cousin, somebody maybe something. Okay, you may have a cousin that is homeless. That's a guy, and one of these elements is shown up like that. You may have a cousin that is homeless, and something's going on. A cousin or a friend that they're homeless, and they're trying to get on your information. They're trying to get on they're trying to get on your cousin's information. They're trying to get on your friend's information, your coworker's information. Something really interesting, some type of mutual thing where like you could be doing that with them, or you're helping them to that, or they could just be your friend or family member that something's going on with them, and they're sharing with you this process. They're like, I didn't know, you know what I mean? I didn't research. They did not research what could happen electronically with a document once it gets to where it is getting sent to. Some people do things with it once it reaches that destination. So you're on the outside looking in. They're telling someone, oh, this is my father, this is my mother, or you are doing that. You could be the one that's doing that. Somebody told you to say that, but somebody here is not buying that lie. It just depends on what's going on. So, or something could be true. Something could be true in terms of what you're doing with documentation and Sag and Aries and parents and coworkers. Something is factual there. But because someone else, like a delinquent, because someone else has added on to the information, someone doesn't believe you. Someone doesn't believe someone external. So, and then 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords, you may be confused. Who is this delinquent that is on my taxes? Who is this delinquent that is a beneficiary? Who is the delinquent? Wow. The Empress energy is here in the instincts. So the Empress energy would be the sign of Aries, like I said. It also invites the energy of a Libra female. So you have Aquarian male, maybe Aquarian female. You have a Libra female. You have an Aries female, and other air sign elements that could be male or female with the Empress. That could be your mom, somebody's mom. You know what I mean? A motherly figure in general. Like I said, Queen of Wands energy underneath. They could be responsible. I get why they're asking for something. The Empress is responsible for why the Prince of Swords energy is even asking for something. The Empress is responsible for the reason into why they're even involved in, why the Prince of Swords energy is even involved in a business deal, why their name is on some type of documentation. But they may not really know what they're doing. Somebody not knowing what they're doing is that they also get lazy. Like someone not knowing what they're doing, it implies that they are lazy. They don't know what they're doing. Like getting on somebody's taxes that they don't know well. Getting on someone's taxes that they do not know well. Coworker, friend, some type of mutual thing. Like somebody's trying to get on somebody's things, but they don't even know the person that well. They don't know the person that well. Henceforth, they're going to try to wipe their phone clean, like the internal part of the phone, like the computer. They're trying to wipe that clean because they furthered their research and realized that something is detectable or something is a falsity related to a document. Why? Like the Empress, they didn't think something through. They didn't think something through with having Prince of Swords energy involved. You know, I get they were paid. So the Empress energy may have been paid. Prince of Swords energy may have been paid. Like to get on your stuff and you don't know, to get on your things and you don't know. Like it's all these swords are here because this does involve your pay. It involves the pay of a Sag. Whatever the Sag element loses, you then miss out on, because I keep getting because of delinquents. So as I'm talking about it, like people, you Sag, whoever, missing out on stuff and payments, it's making it crazy because it's because of delinquents. It's because I get a homeless guy. It's because of a homeless guy. It's because of delinquents that something is happening like that. So it's like your pay or your return is being sacrificed for somebody else's situation. For a random, for somebody random that is homeless, like you don't even understand that. Or that could be what you're trying. But I do feel the Empress likes the Prince of Swords energy. The Empress likes them. Like they like them, you know. They like them. They may favor them. It just depends on what's going on. It's really interesting. So this could be happening like in a family environment. This could be happening in a workplace. Could be happening in some type of business tie that people have connected here. That is something's convoluted and there's a ridiculous element to it where it's a ridiculous element because someone in your space may not have any motivation to do something on their own. That may be your view. 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords energy. Like you're like, they're messing up. They're going to mess up my return. They're going to mess up. I also get something about the IRS. Like something may be going on IRS wise. There's taxes. Something's going on with them. And just because they're involved. Just because they're involved. Like you thinking that somebody's going to mess up something for you. All right. The Hermit is in the accomplishment right next to the 10 of Swords energy. So that could be Virgo. There's Virgo energy here. The Hermit could just be the Hermit next to the 10 of Swords. Why are they involved? Why are they involved? Why is the air sign involved? Why is a Virgo involved? Why is a Virgo involved? Why is the air sign element external? Why are they involved? It's right next to the accomplishment. The Hermit, if it's not only that, you could be interacting with the Virgo, you know? But I get getting an explanation. So interacting with a Virgo would be trying to get some type of explanation as to why the air sign male is involved. Why are they involved with Sag? Why are they involved with an Aries female? Why are they involved with a Libra? Well, whoever it is that they're involved with, my bad. Yes, what they're involved in. And why they're involved in it. You know what I mean? Like something about it is messing up somebody's tax return or could potentially mess up somebody's tax return. I'm looking at the Prince of Swords energy. Their information changed. Like it changed. Like it could be like where they live, like the address. It could be their phone number. Something changed. Did your information change? Or you need Ten of Swords, you may need Hermit, you may need to change your information. It could be from the Prince of Swords you need to do that. It could be from them you need to do that. Wow. Wow. But everything is happening here because of a Sag choice, Aries female choice. Whatever fire sign energy, external, male and female, it's the choice that they made, but you're involved, and then someone else is involved that you don't know is involved, or you know they're involved and they're sloppy, and something is going on there that's off. The Two of Dominion is here. That's the Two of Wands, is in the spiritual self. You need the patience to deal with a Prince of Disc. But I get this feeling of police. Like, the Prince of Disc could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, male. You may be thinking that they may want to call the police at some point. I don't know if did you call the police on a Prince of Disc? You could have done something. You could have called the police on someone. Or I also get investigation. I'm looking at the Prince of Disc. Like, they're investigating. Air sign fearing them investigating. You're investigating them. Are they investigating you? Like I said, going to someone and telling them, that's my dad. You know, that's something that the air sign element did with the Sag and the Aries. That's my mom. Those are my cousins. I had to do this with their signature because of this, that, and the third. They went out of town. But they have fib. So as I'm talking about it, there's an element there that somebody's saying that, but there's an element about it that is a fib. Prince of Disc, Two of Wands. You know, something's going on with them, and they not believing. You may not believe them. They don't believe you. Somebody wants to call the police. You want to call the police. There's investigations. But I hit watches house. So when I hit investigations, somebody watches somebody's house. Someone may watch a Prince of Disc energy house. Someone may watch your house. Someone may watch. I get where they go. I'm looking at the Prince of Swords. Somebody watches where they go. The Empress energy. I get car. Someone's going on with the Empress energy car. Sag car. Fire sign male, female car. The Prince of Disc the Prince of Swords energy, I get public transportation. They may take public transportation. And they may have a car and they take public transportation. For the sole purpose as to, like, they're leery. Like Ten of Swords, they're becoming leery. You may have a car, but you decide to take public transportation. Or you have a car, you drive it, you avoid public transportation. Because there's an investigation. Because somebody's car is being watched. Somebody's home is being watched. Somebody's office, workplace is being watched. It's either yours, an Aries, a Libra, an Aquarian, male, female. There's people, y'all. Somebody here, their home is being watched. Like, that I think it's scarier to have a home being watched than a car, than where you walking, because it's like you're going in and out the house, going in and out the apartment with documentation. Right? One element as to why that's happening as well too is because of a store visit that you're deciding to take, Prince of Swords deciding to take, Empress deciding to take, Prince of Disc deciding to take. Somebody, the fire sign male, Sag, somebody deciding to take, and it's like there's investigators lurking in an area. They may be parked at the side of somebody's house. Like they're, man. The Nine of Cruelty is here. Nine of Swords energies and the changing, in the mentality with the Empress, you may not have this feeling about them anymore. They may be trying to fix something. Wait, not anymore. You do have this feeling about them. If you didn't have it anymore, it would be in the changing position. It's not in the changing position. That's the only way that kind of energy would be gone. But the Nine of Swords energy with them is that they're like, you have a Nine of Swords with them, what they chose to do, who they invited. Okay, I see why it's an issue. Okay, if you have some type of business situation running with certain people and it's going well for years, And then one person decides to invite someone in it that is, I get screwing. They're screwing that person. Like they're sleeping with them. They're sleeping with them. They invite them in. Whatever they do is messing up what the flow of what was going on before they were invited in. So, for example, the Empress wants to invite her boyfriend, her side guy, her whoever. They're being invited in, and it's messing up the flow. It's messing up a business flow of what is happening because it's something that they did or something that they're trying to do. Because fire sign energy external gave them some type of leeway. Whoever could have given you some type of leeway. Did you do something crazy? You know what I mean? You could have done something crazy. I feel like it's more so on the Prince of Swords because the Empress that they allowed into a space and whatever they messed up a flow. Somebody messed up some type of flow you had going there. Or at least you may be thinking somebody's trying to do that. That's why they're hustling. You're hustling, they're hustling to go get some type of system cleaned so something isn't detectable. The Three of Abundance is here. Three of Cups is in the changing position. You may not be gossiping with family about something anymore. Could be other water signs like Pisces and Scorpios and whatever. You may need to talk to them. It's changing, but you may need to talk to them again. You need to talk to them again. Or you may not. I get the idea of having the right to gossip. You may not have the right to gossip about something, right? Or someone else external doesn't have the right to gossip about something. I mean, it just depends on what's going on. But it's changing. So it's like you were once gossiping. You're not gossiping anymore. But I get looking down on someone, looking down on them. You may not be looking down on someone anymore, like a Scorpio. It could be other water sign. You could have been looking down on the air sign, looking down on Prince of Dis, looking down on Scorpio, looking down on external Cancer and Pisces. You could have been looking down on them. But looking down is a mistake. Looking down on them is a mistake. Were they looking down on you? It just depends on what's going on. But it's changing because whatever that's happening here is like you don't have the right to look down on. They don't have the right to look down on because one situation of it is because you may be involved. Whatever it is, the reason that you're looking down on them, you're involved in it. Whatever it is, you're involved in something like that. If it's not with them, they're involved in something that you once did, or you're now involved with something that they once did, or you both do it. And it's like neither has the right to look down on the other. That's why it's changing. Because it has something to do with who's involved. Like it has something to do with who's involved. Or it could even be what someone told you to not be involved in. Or vice versa. It just depends on what's going on. The Strength card, sign of Leo, is in the resolution going towards the Prince of Swords energy. So that's a Leo. Or you just need the strength. You need the strength to deal with Prince of Swords. You need the strength to deal with them. Like you don't know what to do. Empress, Nine of Swords energy. Your mom, a sibling, a cousin, a sister, a co-worker, whoever, business partner. The mistake, Nine of Swords, the mistake that they made. Prince of Swords. This could be happening in a workplace where someone was just hired. Someone could have just been hired and they did something crazy. Or it's happening in a family. And there's interconnection with friends and family members, and it's a lot. It's really, it could be convoluted, but this could be the sign of Leo that is coming in. And they may need to have a conversation with the air sign that's a male. They need to have a conversation with them. They need to have a conversation with a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarian energy that's a man. A Leo male or female does. Empress, Aries female, Libra female. They need to have a conversation with them. You need to have a conversation with them. That's why you're going towards them. Nine of Swords with them is, I don't want to talk to you. You may not want to talk to the Prince of Swords energy. You don't want to talk. They may not want to talk to you. They may not want to talk to you. Right? Wow, that's a lot. All right, Cancer, let me look for an outcome for you. All right, Cancer. Okay, King of Pentacles It is whatever it is that's going on here. It involves them. It involves that's a prince. Like the prince is like a tech guru. They're like someone that works in a store, like a Best Buy, Geek Squad. Where else can you go and get what do you call it? They could be an assistant in a law office. They could be an assistant at a tax. That's why I said tax preparer from the beginning. They could be a tax preparer. Somebody could be I don't, not them. They could be, but somebody is a tax preparer. They could be a tax preparer, or they're a cousin, they're a coworker, they're a family member, whatever it is. King of Pentacles energy is, or they're a partner of some kind to you. They're a partner of some kind. But what's going on? I also get law enforcement. They could be law enforcement. Or the Prince of Dis energy could have, that's why I said they called or they want to call. They could be calling this person. This, and one element, they're like law enforcement. They're like law enforcement. The earth sign men and the earth sign older person, the earth sign energy that's younger, I get police hookup. They are a police hookup. They are a police hookup, or they hooked up police, or they want to hook up police. Or that could be something that they already did to the fire sign energy external and the air sign. Or they did that to you. Or they could have done that. Somebody could have done that. You didn't notice. Or whatever it is. It just depends on what's going on. Someone could have been hooked up to talk to you. Hooked up to talk to the Prince of Swords. Hooked up to talk to fire sign energy that's external. They could have been hooked up to talk to them, and they didn't notice that somebody could be like an undercover cop. They're an undercover investigator. That's why I said somebody watching the house, watching the store, watching wherever this is happening, watching the workplace. Because the chain reaction to why something is getting watched is because of a slip up in air sign mail made with documentation and signatures. I don't know if you made a slip up with that and somebody's on you now all of a sudden. Right? The spirit said be careful who you talk to. Or the air sign needs to be careful who they talk to. Or it is the air sign you need to be careful with talking to. Or whatever it is. Let me do another outcome on the King of Pentacles. Four Swords. I didn't know they were a cop. You didn't know they were something. You didn't know. I hired. They were hired. Like someone was hired. I think to watch what happens somewhere. Someone was hired around you to watch what is happening somewhere. So wherever you are, this is happening, and some element about it is not supposed to happen. Someone was hired or hooked up to be in an environment, but they're like disguised as a coworker. They're disguised as an assistant. They're disguised. It's the Pentacles. It's these King of Pentacles, Prince of Dis. It's Earth sign male that they're in disguise. To see it could be because of what's going on with documentation, who has access to it, who's coming in, because something may be really private about somebody being a beneficiary and coming into some place, and whoever they're interacting with, that person is leery. So that person, you're leery, they're leery. So that person is then hooking up someone as a fake assistant, or they're undercover police to come in and watch what is going on here. To watch what is going on. All right, that's that. That's a lot. I could go for hours on that. But let me know how it resonates with you, Cancer. Be well. Take care. Bye.